Hello, I'm the Pageant Nerd, and welcome to part 2 of my series, Scoring Miss Universe.
And then Tokyo is party town, and I'm a trainee. Carnival is my thing, I know how to party. Good.
Having done a quick rundown in part 1 of the history of televised scoring at Miss Universe, today I'm looking at the major trends, top performing countries and contestants in the key stages of the pageant, namely preliminaries and finals night. Let's go! In the 18 editions of Miss Universe that we saw the semi-finalist preliminary scores, the USA finished first no less than 7 times. Of those, they won the title only twice, finished first runner-up twice, second runner-up once, top 6 once, and top 10 once.
Sean Weatherly, USA.
And Miss USA, Sean Nichols Weatherly. USA! The first runner-up is Miss Scotland. Miss USA is Miss Universe.
Welcome to the United States. My name is Julie Hyatt, and I'm from La Cañada, California, USA.
And the host country representative, Miss USA, Julie Hyatt. The first runner-up is Miss USA. Miss New Zealand is Miss Universe.
Christy Fitchner, Dallas, Texas, USA.
Among the ruins, we discover a good neighbor from up north, Miss USA, Christy Fitchner. Come on down, Miss USA. The first runner-up is Miss USA. Miss Venezuela is Miss Universe.
Michelle Royer, Keller, Texas, USA.
And wearing a silver foil tropic swimsuit, Michelle Royer, Miss USA. The second runner-up is Miss USA. You did very well, Michelle.
Courtney Gibbs, Fort Worth, Texas, USA.
And that natural beauty is Miss USA, Courtney Gibbs. Say hello to Miss USA.
Celebrating 75 years of the women's right to vote, from the USA, I am Chelsea Smith.
USA, Chelsea Smith.
Wow, now the last time an American won Miss Universe was back in 1980, but a lot of people think Chelsea has a very good chance tonight.
The first runner-up is Miss India, Chelsea Smith. You are the new Miss Universe.
From the land of the free and the home of the brave, the USA.
Allie is a 22-year-old broadcasting major and is from Breaux Bridge, Louisiana.
USA,
Interesting to note that in the 5 consecutive years Miss Texas won Miss USA in the 1980s, they went on to finish first in prelims at Miss Universe on at least 3 occasions, but they never managed to capture the international crown. The only Miss Texas to win Miss Universe? Chelsea Smith in 1995. Venezuela finished first in prelims on 3 occasions, winning the first 2 of their 7 titles to date. The third occasion is classified by many Venezuelans as a stolen crown. More on that later in this series.
Venezuela!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marisa Sayalero. I come from Caracas. Thank you.
Miss Scotland and Miss Venezuela, Lorraine Davidson and Maritza Salgalero. The first runner-up is Miss Bermuda. Miss Venezuela is Miss Universe.
Good evening. My name is Irene Saez Conde. I come from Caracas, Venezuela.
And Irene Saez, who is Miss Venezuela. The first runner-up is Miss Canada, Miss Venezuela, Miss Universe.
Venezuela.
Hola, buenos días. My name is Carolina Isaac and I represent a beautiful natural treasure, Venezuela.
Miss Venezuela.
Okay, here is the other odds makers pick. This makes 11 times in the last 12 years that Venezuela has made the semifinals.
Miss Venezuela.
In that era, 8 other nations won the preliminaries: South Africa, Sweden, Spain, Norway, Mexico, Brazil, Colombia, and Curacao, with just 3 of them going on to take the crown.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Odette Scrooby from Brit, South Africa.
Next, we see Miss South Africa. Her name is Odette Scrooby.
I'm Yvonne Reading from Eskilstuna, Sweden.
2 young ladies from Europe quenched their thirst at the same table. Miss Sweden, Yvonne Reading. The first runner-up is Miss South Africa. Miss Sweden is Miss Universe. Congratulations.
Buenas noches, soy Teresa Sánchez y vengo desde Sevilla, España.
And from that pool comes this lovely señorita, Miss Spain, Teresa Sanchez. The first runner-up is Miss Spain. Miss Universe is Puerto Rico.
Norway.
I'm a fashion model and in the future I want to be a nurse and work with children. I'm Mona Gruth.
Norway. First runner-up is Miss USA. Miss Universe is Miss Norway, Mona Gruth.
Hi, I am Lupita Yolgaray. I was born in Mexico, Baja California. I represent Mexico.
First runner-up is Miss Netherlands. Miss Universe is Mexico, Lupita Jones.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Leila Schuster and I come from Porto Alegre, Brazil.
I knew Layla would be up here and even the other contestants think she's a front runner.
Hola, I'm Carolina Gomez Correa and I come from the land of passions and emeralds, Colombia.
Colombia, Carolina Gomez.
Carolina really knows how to charm an audience, doesn't she?
Well, I'll say she's definitely someone to keep an eye on tonight.
The first runner-up is Miss Colombia. That means Sushmita Sen, Miss India. You are the new Miss Universe 1994.
Buenas noches, damas y caballeros. My name is Fernanda Vasquez and I come from the sunny island of Curacao.
Verna finished first after preliminaries, and some pageant watchers think she could take it all tonight.
Overall, the success rate of those who won prelims and then went on to win Miss Universe was only 39%. And with all delegates' preliminary scores made public between 1990 and 97, here's a look at the 8 women who just missed out on the semi-finals.
Republic of China.
I'm a television hostess, a model, and I hope someday to study fashion design and travel around the world. I'm Choi Ping Wang.
Miss United Kingdom.
Good evening, my name is Helen Upton and I come from Birmingham representing the United Kingdom.
Iceland.
My name is Vala Haraldsdottir from Reykjavik, representing Iceland.
Miss Peru.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Deborah de Sousa Peixoto and I come from the powerful land of the Inca culture, Peru.
Australia.
Hello, from Australia, the largest island and smallest continent. I am Michelle Van Imeren.
Nigeria. Nigeria.
From the Giant of Africa, Lagos, Nigeria, my name is Toyi Raji.
France.
Bonsoir, my name is Laure Belleville. I come from the fashion capital of the world, France.
And the Philippines.
Mabuhay! I am Abigail Williamson Arenas from the Pearl of the Orient, the Philippines.
Moving on to finals night, and for the period in which there was a scored multi-round semi-final phase between 1978 and 2002, the delegate who finished first went on to win the title 15 out of 25 times. A 60% win rate that shows nothing is guaranteed. There were 11 delegates who swept each of their semi-final competitions over that period. They had a 100% success rate in winning the title, and 5 of those had also won the prelims.
Mississippi to Korea to become Miss Universe of 1980.
Keep it inside. Learn how to hide.
She won all the cash awards and magnificent prizes, a total more than $100,000.
A sweater designed by me.
There you are. Miss Chile is the new Miss Universe. You have won all the cash awards.
Her hair is black and her eyes are dark brown.
Runner-up, Miss Korea, Miss Universe is Miss Thailand.
But she is happy in the way she's raised, and I think we all are.
Miss Holland is Miss Universe.
It is also something that I have studied. I have had 9 years of ballet training and 8 years of gymnastics.
First runner-up is Miss USA. Miss Universe is Miss Norway, Mona Groot. Congratulations, Lupita, you're the new Miss Universe 1991. You've won the cash awards and the fabulous...
The first runner-up is Miss Aruba, Miss Venezuela. You are the new Miss Universe.
The new Miss Universe 2001 in Puerto Rico.
Between 1978 and 1999, 7 women won 2 of the 3 semi-final rounds, but didn't take the crown. 4 of them also won prelims. When multi-round semi-finals were retired in 2003, with eliminations then taking place after each round, there was one instance in which a contestant won both rounds heading into the top 5, but didn't win the title. I'll cover that story in full in part 3 of this series. Conversely, 9 women in the entire scoring era went on to become Miss Universe despite not winning any round on finals night. The last 2 occurrences were in fact the women from Venezuela who achieved historic consecutive wins for their country. In part 3 of this series, I'll reveal the all-time records from the televised scores awarded during Miss Universe's history, in each of the 3 semi-final disciplines, plus the other stages of the competition, prelims, and the latter Q&A rounds, and some of the more controversial scoring sagas in Miss Universe history. That's in part 3, coming very soon. As always, thanks for watching, but for now, it's goodbye from the Pageant Nerd.